Stefanski put in his way? Oh, yes, he did. Do you want to know another reason why I think they don't want Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl? Hold on, well, I don't have my vest on, but let me tell you this. Because we would get a glimpse of what Shedeur Sanders can do with wide receiver ones. Do you know what type of pressure? And once the world see what Shedeur Sanders can, just go ahead in and dig in to this Kevin Stefanski resume. I'm gonna bring Cam Newton to the stage and we're gonna break it down. I'm gonna allow him to break it down like it has never been broken down before, because we need to find out, we need to continue to investigate who Kevin Stefanski is at this time. Hold on, investors. Hold on, investors. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and put this out here in the comments. Before I go into that next segment, if anybody want to come to the stage and we want to go ahead, if you have any input that you want to talk about regarding CTE, go ahead and let me know. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. Just come to the stage and I'll be looking out for you at the bottom. So come on, Cam Newton, let's go ahead and discuss, allow you to discuss Kevin Stefanski resume, y'all. Please take your notes. This is about to be very insightful. Let's keep going.
Walk it off. Let them think about it. You know they say you be walking around here on 4th and 1. You just be walking around, letting it simmer. Take a smoke. Oh, hold on. Watch yourself. No, don't mess up this shit. All right. What you got?
We have to understand Kevin Stefanski has been labeled a coach. Mm-hmm. He's a 2-time coach of the year.
That is true.
In 2020
yep.
and 2023 as well.
Yep, that's true.
So, coach of the year. That's what you're doing?
Exactly.
Not acknowledging your players as their names. When you do for some, you got to do for all.
So let me go ahead and set the stage. Vesta. So Cam Newton did this video on November the 19th when Shedeur Sanders had got into the game against the Baltimore Ravens before he played the game against the Las Vegas Raiders. So let me set the stage, and Cam Newton is about to break down Kevin Stefanski, the most leading damaging thing about Kevin Stefanski. Let's keep going.
Keep going, Peggy.
All right, November 9th, after the loss to the Jets, we're sticking with game.
Now, we put a microscope to this. And maybe I'm reaching, Peggy.
What's up?
But I went back and looked at old coach Kevin Stefanski's resume.
Yep.
Or should I say, 2-time coach of the year.
Yeah.
All right. Minnesota Vikings, assistant head coach in 2006 and 2008. His quarterbacks was Gus Frerotte, Brad Johnson, and Tavares Jackson. HBCU, Tavares Jackson. Now, later on, in 2009, he got promoted to assistant quarterback coach. All right? In 2009 and 2013, you want to know who those quarterbacks were, Peggy? Brett Favre. During that time as well, you had Donovan McNabb. Then you draft Christian Ponder. Now, he goes from assistant quarterback to tight ends coach in 2014. All his resume stayed in Minnesota for the optics. Do you want to know who the tight ends were? Kyle Rudolph and Rhett Ellison. It's going to start to make sense.
Talk to me.
As I'm naming these names. Yeah. Okay. Running backs coach. Now, this was extremely tricky to me because typically, if you look at somebody's resume, all right, even when you have your class, it's like 2004 and 2005 season, 2006, 2007 season, 2008 through 2013. That means multiple years. Okay. Well, right here, it just had running backs coach for 2016. As if to say he didn't finish the year as the running backs coach. That's what the resume indicates. Who was the running back in 2016, Peggy, you might ask?
Who was it?
Adrian Peterson. But why wouldn't it say 2015 to 2016, or why wouldn't it say 2016 to 2017? It just says 2016.
Why does it?
A head scratcher. I don't know. But this is the thing. From 2016, he goes to quarterbacks coach to 2017 to 2018. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you want to know?
In Minnesota.
And he's still in Minnesota.
Hey, watch this, Vestas. Cam Newton about to home in on some things regarding Kevin Stefanski's resume. Take your notes. Watch these names that he's about to drop. You're not going to believe this.
Before he got the opportunity to become a head coach, his only team that he was up under was in Minnesota. I'm giving you his resume.
Okay.
Stay with me.
All right.
Forensic Files, Law and Order. I'm telling you, brother, just stay with me. I'm trying to put it together.
All right, brother.
So from 2016, when he was with Adrian Peterson, which is a head scratch, like, why did he just say 2016? It goes to 2017, 2018, he goes to the quarterback coach. You want to know who that quarterback was?
Who was it?
Case Keenum. Now he goes into the interim offensive coordinator in 2018. You want to know who that quarterback was?
Who was it?
Kirk Cousins. Now, keep going.
Whoa.
2020?
Okay, whoa. Did Cam say that Kevin Stefanski was Kirk Cousins coach in Minnesota for 2019? Let's keep going. Take notes.
Yep.
In 2023 as well.
Yep, that's true.
So, coach of the year. That's what you're doing.
Exactly.
Not acknowledging your players as their names. When you do for some, you got to do for all.
Yeah.
Keep going, Peggy.
All right, November 9th, after the loss to the Jets, we're sticking with Gabe.
Now, we put a microscope to this. And maybe I'm reaching, Peggy.
What's up?
But I went back and looked at old coach Kevin Stefanski's resume.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, so that clip was kind of quick.
That's what you're doing.
Vestas. So Vestas. So actually, I don't know if I cut the video up wrong, but actually, Kevin Stefanski was what's his name? Kirk Cousins coached twice in Minnesota. So I beg the question once again. If Kevin Stefanski is familiar with Kirk Cousins, right? When he got to Atlanta and Kirk Cousins was QB1, QB2 at that time because Michael Penix was hurt. I beg the question, investors, and you gotta put it in the chat. Based off the history that they had together, because I didn't know that Kevin Stefanski and Kirk Cousins had any history in terms of head coach and quarterback. Do you think that Kirk Cousins, when he found out that Kevin Stefanski was the head coach, do you think that he decided to leave, or do you think that Kevin Stefanski decided to cut waves with Kirk Cousins? Because if I was Kevin Stefanski, especially if you was looking for a Joe Flacco, you already had a Joe Flacco on the Atlanta Falcons bench already. So who decided to part ways with who? Now, let's go ahead and break this down, Vestas. Hold on. So let's break this down, Vestas. If it was, come on with it. Now, let's just say that Kevin Stefanski wanted to part ways with Kirk Cousins. Well, why would he do that? Because when I looked up Kirk Cousins' stats in Minnesota, believe it or not, now, Kevin Stefanski was not the head coach. So if I misspoke, I misspoke. But I think that's what Cam said. Okay, I'm sorry. He was offensive coordinator. So they still have some history together. Now, to my surprise, when I looked up his stats, hold on, Vestas. When I could talk, I can multitask. When I looked up his stats, I was surprised that Kirk Cousins' stats in the Minnesota Vikings as the quarterback, we had some dealings with Kevin Stefanski. His stats was actually pretty good. You know why his stats was already pretty good? Because he was already developed, right? There was another head coach that was over the Minnesota Vikings at that time. Hold on, this picture is coming up. I hope you can see this. Let me see it. Let me go ahead. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Oh, I hope I can make this bigger. But if not, I'm going to read it off to you. Because Kevin Stefanski, he did get hired in 2020. We already know what year that was and what was going on among the world and the entire global population that year. But let me go ahead and read off Kirk Cousins' stats for 2019. He played 15 games. He completed 307 passes. His attempt was 444. His completion at that time was 69.1. And guess what? If this stats is right off of ESPN, he actually threw for 3,600 yards. So hold on now. I tell you what, let me go ahead and give him another year. Let's go ahead and give him another year in the Minnesota Vikings in 2018. Kirk Cousins, he played 16 games out of 17. He attempted, he completed 425 yards. He completed, attempts 606. And guess what? His completion rate was 70.1. Where am I going with this, Vestas? I'm going with this because if Kevin Stefanski was familiar with Kirk Cousins, either as an OC or a QB coach at Minnesota, why he didn't keep Kirk Cousins, even though he was accident prone. Hold on, Tony Talks just got another note. Hold on, let's see what his stats was in Atlanta, right? I'm gonna go somewhere. Vestas. Hold on, it's coming down and I'm trying to catch the download. Hold on. This right here is Kirk Cousins stats in Atlanta. Cause let's see why would Kevin decide to cut ties with Kirk Cousins based on 2019-2000 stats in Minnesota? To me, that sounds awesome. The man was throwing for over 3,000 yards, 4,000 yards, 70% completion rate, 68% completion rate. Let's see what his stats was in Atlanta. Come on with it. Here go his stats as the QB coach. The QB in Atlanta, 2025. Hey, I'm unbiased. You know I like to tell the truth. As Atlanta Falcons QB, Kirk Cousins, to my surprise, he threw for over 1,700 yards, 10 TDs, 5 interceptions. His QRB rating was 47.6. Well, somebody can come into the room and say, oh, Tony Talks Vested Up. This makes sense. This is why Kevin Stefanski, he got rid of Kirk Cousins because his QRB rating was only 47.6. No. Because what was Dylan Gabriel's QRB rating? 30.2. So why did Kevin Stefanski cut ties with Kirk Cousins? You know what, Vestas? Hold on. I'm gonna hold my opinion. Let me see what here they digging at Kevin Stefanski now. Yes, Kevin Stefanski is a fraud. They digging at Stefanski now as ever. Listen, he can't replay. Let me tell you one thing. Come on. Did not hit on dirt last week. Hold on, Vestas. Just hold on. He got the hell away from. Ooh, Peter. Okay. Hold his thought. Boomerang. Stefanski is about to reap what he sowed. The media gave Stefanski those awards, not the media. That's right. Stefanski giving up play calling duties. Listen, I told you he hired Alex Van Pelt. He already said he's not calling plays in Atlanta. It's going to be Alex. You know why? Because Alex is the true. He's the one behind the scene that actually got Kevin Stefanski his most wins in Cleveland. Like I said before, Kevin Stefanski is not dumb. He's not a genius in terms of offense, but he's definitely not dumb. Hold on. Jarvis Landing questions of Kevin Stefanski. Yes! And even Jarvis Landing, I thought Kevin Stefanski only gave up play calls twice. No, he gave it up 3 times. He gave it up to Tommy Reese last year. He gave it up to Ken Dorsey about 2 years ago. And I guess when he left Minnesota, because I guess he had some experience, maybe 17 games as an OC. I guess that's why he went into Cleveland Browns trying to call plays in Cleveland when he was just trying to, like Justine said this morning, be an imposter. Okay. So the man can't call plays. Okay. Baker Mayfield has a bone to pick with Stefanski. He probably gave us okay. True. Peter, you said that? Donna C, yes, ma'am. Peter, you better say that. All right, so Peter and I don't know. I don't know if Peter is a Scorpio, but he definitely got what I was putting down. Okay, Vestas. Yes, I think when Kirk Cousins, I want to do him some justice. Hold on, y'all. I want to do him some justice. Hold on, Vestas. Go ahead and take a swig. Go ahead and eat some peanuts and popcorns, because I want to put a picture up here on Kirk Cousins. Hold on one, y'all. I got his stats, but I want to put a picture up here because you know what? This is so telling, okay? Kirk Cousins. This is so telling, investors. I'm finna connect the dots. Come on, Kirk. Come to the stage. Come on, Kirk. Copy. Don't do that. Save. Go ahead and take that swig, Vestas. Because we coming back. Here we go. Let me go ahead and upload this right here, Vestas. Come on, Kirk Cousins. Come on up to the stage. Because Peter, if you don't catch it by now, Aquarius, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to give you that tonight, okay? But come on, let me tell you one thing. As Peter said, and what I was alluding to, it wasn't Kevin Stefanski that decided to part ways with Kirk Cousins. I believe that Kirk Cousins, when he found out Kevin Stefanski, a man that he left in Minnesota, and he knew who he was behind the scenes, he said, you know what? No, I'm gone. I believe that Kirk Cousins didn't want to be part of the Kirk Cousins, the Kevin Stefanski fiasco. He don't want to be part of that man. Let me tell you one thing. If Jarvis Landry said such and such about Kevin Stefanski, if Jokin said such and such about Kevin Stefanski, if Shedeur has alluded to such and such about Kevin Stefanski, if David Njoku has alluded to such and such about Kevin Stefanski, we can only imagine what Kirk Cousins knows, because Kirk Cousins saw Kevin Stefanski when he first came into the NFL. He knows that man has weaknesses in terms of offense. He knows that man has weaknesses in terms of leadership. He knows that man is not a leader, and he knows that man can't play nothing, don't know nothing about offense, and nor can win, nor can read defense plays. So hold on, I'm trying to get choked. Now, mind you, Jarvis Landry had said that Kevin Stefanski, when all of a sudden when a team is winning, he want to get those duty back. Do you know? And I think Kirk Cousins saw the writing on the wall. He probably saw the future. He said, okay, if I'm here and Kevin Stefanski is here, they got Alex is here. I'm hearing that Alex is known around the NFL as being a very good offensive coordinator, even though he has the title of QB coach in Atlanta. Let's keep pushing. We already talked about that. I think they're going to do the switcheroo behind the scenes. But Kirk Cousins saw the writing on the wall. He's going to say, Alex is going to get us to 4-0, 3-0. And guess what? Kevin Stefanski, narcissism is going to rise up and want to take over the play calling duties. Kirk Cousins said, no, not today, Satan. Kirk Cousins left the Atlanta Falcons without a new NFL home to go to. If that don't speak volumes, I don't know what it does. Let me go ahead and go to the chat. Kirk Cousins is the one that left Atlanta and Kevin Stefanski, not the other way around. You wanted to look. Because like I said, Mita and all the other Vestas, when I saw Kirk Cousins stats, I said, ooh, no wonder they gave him 4 years and $180 million. And remember this morning I was talking about what Cam Newton also should have been getting a shot to return to the NFL, maybe 1 or 2 years. And, hey, if you look at Kirk Cousins' contract in Atlanta, it was 4 years for $180. Hey, guess what? I got a clip that what Cam Newton is going to say, because Cam Newton still want to play. Cam Newton said, hey, Atlanta could have got him, a refactor him, Michael Vick, and some other QBs for half the cost. Let me tell you, Kirk Cousins, if he don't return, he's walked away from the NFL. Hold your breath, Vestas. $330 million. I didn't say it. Hey, Cam Newton said it. Hold on. Let's go ahead and go through this right here. The tea is spilling the night to the tea time. Let me tell you one thing. What? Kevin Stefanski, shamelessly left. Yes. Frank Dillon not saying nothing. Hey, that's the. And guess what? That says a lot. That mean that Dillon Gabriel. If you've seen investors, let me know. That mean Dillon Gabriel. Do y'all even recall Dillon Gabriel congratulating Kevin Stefanski when he got the head coach to Atlanta, and I know he ain't said nothing since they picked up Trevor as QB3. But y'all let me know if y'all done seen Dylan Gabriel say anything since Kevin Stefanski been head coach in Atlanta. Let's see here. You know, Shedeur told Coach Prime that's why Coach Prime never said anything. I know he did. I know. Peter, Ron Cousins, Ron. Yeah. And so Kirk Cousins have not been picked up by another team, but there is rumors that he may go to the Pittsburgh Steelers if my notes are correct. They'll probably stand in for any potential rookie they may pick up as that veteran shield until that rookie gets familiar with the NFL. I think they said that he may be going to the Steelers maybe for a year or two. That depends on what Aaron Rodgers is going to do, but we shall see. Okay. Casey knows that Kevin Stefanski could not call plays, and he did a lot of yes, Lady of Elegance, yes, yeah. Trust me, these players know who these coaches are. Come on now. Okay, speak. Come on. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. All right, hold on. If you want to come up and if you want to add anything, if you want to, where did it go? Let me find this link right here. If y'all want to bring, here's the link. Oh, you may have to scroll up, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay, hold on. I still got it. Let me copy and paste this. If you want to come up and say something regarding this segment here, because the only thing left is a video that I did that had so many nuggets I did about a month ago, Vestos. So let me know if you want to come up while I prepare for the next segment. Because I was like, Kevin, remember in the beginning, y'all Vestos, we was like, well, why did Kevin Stefanski cut Cousins? Dang, he didn't even really talk to the man. No, Kirk Cousins said, nah, I'm gone. You ain't got to talk to me. Let's see here. Why does he get to go to Atlanta to coach? We don't. Oh, well, remember I broke that down. I think it was around your birthday, Fate. But Kevin Stefanski and Matt Ryan's had a relationship way back when in Pennsylvania. So when Matt Ryan's, he probably was already looking how, probably had a inclination that Kevin Stefanski was going to get fired by the Cleveland Browns at the end of the season. Because, hey, the first person that they interviewed in Atlanta was Kevin Stefanski. And Kevin Stefanski was the first head coach out of all available NFL coaches to get hired. He even got hired before John Harbaugh. And you know John Harbaugh has so many accolades and stats and winning records over Kevin Stefanski. Listen, did Atlanta even interview John Harbaugh? If they did, it was only the first one because Kevin Stefanski, he got through interview 1 and 2 and was hired on the scene. But they have a history together from Pennsylvania. They have a history, and that's not allegedly. They have a history for when they was in Pennsylvania. They played high school football together. Kevin Stefanski was a senior. Matt Ryan's was a freshman, and they both was quarterbacks. So they knew each other in their small division. I think they went to a private Catholic school, so they knew each other in terms of football. Kevin Stefanski struggled as play caller, passed duties to Alex Van Pip when struggling like person. Yes. Yeah, what is Atlanta gonna do? You know what, Cousins? I should have put the dome up there. What is Atlanta going to do? Now, two things can happen. Kevin Stefanski, which I don't think he's able to do this because he is a narcissist. Kevin Stefanski, the best bet for him to do is sit back, play the head coach role, and let Tommy Rees and Alex Van Pelt call all the offense. Just sit back. Play that role as the head coach. If you get the wins, you get the wins. If you get the losses, you got to explain the losses. But Kevin Stefanski, based on what past players said, whenever they start winning, Kevin Stefanski wants to take over the offensive calls again. In his head, he believes the hype that everybody has said. He's coach of the year. He deserves coach of the year, and he can call plays. If you don't believe me, go ahead and contact Emmanuel Acho. 1-800. I almost said a word. Go ahead and call Emmanuel Acho. DG is going. DG knows what is going on. He can't say anything about Kevin Stefanski. Coach Prime did say something about Kevin Stefanski behind closed doors. Of course he did. Of course he did. Some words were exchanged, and that's why. Now, Lady of Elegance, I'm going to be like Faith was this morning. If you got the 411, you got to tell me how you got that information. ToneyTalksVestedUp@gmail.com. Because the way that you put that in that chat, it seemed like you got an ear to the ground or you got an inside leak. What? Is that why he wrote? What? Come on, Faith. Now, I'm gonna say, Lady of Elegance, you got to give us a little bit more. You got to put a little bit more in the chat if you know something that we don't know. Something smells in this situation. Yes, it does. What's up, Detroit? Gemini? Oh, that's what happened. That Gemini came in the room. How you doing, Detroit? How you doing, Detroit? Gemini. Hello. Okay, something makes me think Dylan will lead the NFL. He's chilling in Hawaii, starting to. What? So he is getting married. So that's good. So that means that she really did love him, not because he was an NFL player. So if that is truth, if you know that to be true, hey, congratulations, Dylan Gabriel. He sees the writing on the wall. He already knows that he's probably gonna be on the practice squad. Oh, and guess what, Vestas? Who was it this morning that said? I think it was Justine. That said, and Justine, if you're still in the room, let me know. I think it was Justine that stated that she believed that the Cleveland Browns is going to pick up a 4th quarterback. But then listening to another video this morning, I realized they already got 4 quarterbacks. Tony Talks, what you talking about? They don't got no 4 quarterbacks. Yes, they do. Because I don't think he's been released. They got Shedeur Sanders. They got Deshaun Watson. They got Dylan Gabriel. And you can't forget about what was his name? He had a funny name. Oh gosh, what was his name? Oh God, what was his name? Everybody forgot about him. He's on the Cleveland Browns. He had one of those funny names, and they even talking about that they was gonna put him in front of Shedeur Sanders after Dylan Gabriel, before Shedeur Sanders. What was that funny name he had? Because he was the Cleveland Browns quarterback too. Oh my gosh. Come on, Vestas. What is his name? He had a funny name. Skipper the Lou. It wasn't the young man that went to the Baltimore Ravens. They already got a 4th quarterback. He was on practice squad. How long? He had a funny name. Cleveland Browns quarterback. What was his name? Wasn't Deshaun Watson? Why they keep leaving out this young man? They leaving him out. It wasn't Kenny Pickett, Flacco, Gabriel Sanders. No, it was another one they brought in. Oh gosh. Oh my God. He had a funny name. That's the one. Bailey Zappi. Oh, he went to the Jets. Okay, he went to the Jets. Okay, all right. But you know who I was talking about. Okay, I didn't know he went to the Jets, so maybe it could be some true Vestas. Okay, Bailey Zappi. That's the one. You came in at the right time, Gemini. You hit that tonight. You know exactly what. All I had to do was look up. But yeah, Zappi. And also Gemini. If you don't know this, we had an awesome live this morning. So there is. Let me go in and post this. Does anybody want to come up on the stage and you can close your camera? You could close your camera and just, hey, you could talk, come up on the stage if you want to say anything about anything that we cover. Find Johnny Manziel tomorrow. Oh, no, Raul. Oh, my God. Okay, Raul, let me go ahead and warn you. Your battle buddy, the other MD 2020, has already had a rude awakening. So feel free to put whatever you want in the chat. Now, I'm not going to put it on the screen, but feel free to talk your talk in the comments. But if you get ruthless, I will be blocking you for tonight, okay? But thank you for being a Vesta. All right, Vestas. Okay. Okay, let's see him. Kevin Stefanski faced criticism for aggression, unsuccessful for that. Oh, yeah. And a fail. Yeah. Listen, that game, and he also faced scrutiny in that game against the Tennessee Titans that we could have won. Because remember, in the first half of the first quarter, I know in front of the first half, he put Junkins in Wildcat twice. And we could have won that game against the Titans. And yeah, he also did it in the 49ers. I'm trying to tell you, Kevin Stefanski, that's what they said. And I think Alex better watch out too, along with the Atlanta Falcons players and Atlanta Falcons fans. Well, the fans ain't gonna have it. We already know this. The fans are not gonna have it. But Kevin Stefanski, if Alex start winning, then Kevin Stefanski, he's gonna want to call plays. Kevin Stefanski, just take my advice. Just sit down. Just sit down. Don't attempt to call no plays. Don't attempt to call no plays. All right. Let's see what here. All right, so let me go ahead to the next thing. Let's talk about the Kirk Cousins, because this is where Cam Newton is about to put some information out about him wanting to play and the Kirk Cousins deal. He basically said that I'll let Cam speak. Go ahead, Cam.
You got to do fall. Yeah. Keep going, Peggy.
All right, November 9th, after the loss to the Jets, we're sticking with game.
Nah.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Wrong clip. Here's the clip.
I said, I remember now.
Yeah. Brock Osweiler, 4 years, $72 million with the Texans. J.C. Jackson, 5 year, $82.5 million.
Play with me.
Le'Veon Bell, 4 years, $52.5 million.
Okay.
And then Kenny Galladay, 4 years, $72 million contract.
So I say it at this list right here because being a former player, I love nothing more than a player getting his money.
Yeah, get the bag, bro.
Getting his scratch.
Also,
getting his coin. Now, when you get the coin, you gotta perform.
You gotta be coin worthy.
Sometimes some of these folks done forgot to perform and said, you know what? I'm straight. I'm good.
I'm straight.
But dang, why is the Atlanta Falcons at number one? Because, Peggy, I know you got a clip for me. The thing that I remember during this time, it was a lot of head scratching going on. And some would say, oh, Kev, you just mad because that ain't you. Of course I'm mad. $180 million. Who don't want that?
For 4 years?
You feel what I'm saying? And they ain't even have to spend half of that.
Bruh.
I said it. Man, you could have got a refurbished Cam Newton, a refurbished Michael Vick, a refurbished Julio Jones for half that price.
You could have got a Peggy on the sideline.
Yeah, we don't need no more.
So to the investor that said this morning that Cam Newton probably would want to play, or something to the fact Cam Newton still wants to play. Believe it or not, that this video here is only about maybe 3 days old or 3 weeks old, one of the two. Cam Newton still want to play, just like I'm pretty sure Kirk Cousins may want to play, and Aaron Rodgers. Listen, they just built different. Let me continue.
Water squirters.
Man, I got some squirt for you, sir.
Huh? We can do without them squirters.
You're playing.
You feel me? Why these folks at number one, Peggy? Make it make sense.
Man, that's the reason why they're at number one.
And I keep saying it, and I'm never going to stop saying it. The Michael Penix decision has to be the dumbest, worst decision in NFL history, based off of what you had on your roster with a guy that is robbing teams left and right in Kirk Cousins. And then you put him in a mindset where he's got to decide he's got to fight off a rookie. Not only a rookie that hadn't finished but one season out of the last 5 based off of the injury history.
And so
who made that decision?
The general manager.
That is the most insane thing. I can't get away from it. My wife and I were in a conversation.
Is here.
Yeah.
Not here.
Let's pause right there, Peggy. But when I say we need to have more former players to be involved in decision making. So at one point, I do condemn the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
But also I do say I commend them for saying, hey, let's go and get a former player in Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matty Icing, though.
Because now, if you got a former player, you know certain things and you become an expert in this space because of the time spent in this specific said trade.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? So I'm saying to myself, I'm like, man, there would never be a time where somebody, hold on, who trying to get that? What has he done? What have you done for me lately? Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, yeah. It would have been a, ooh, oh, hell no.
Oh, no.
No. What?
No.
Season? Then we got Kirk Cousins. Now listen, Kirk Cousins was beaming up.
Yeah, he looked like, all right, we doing right.
Talking about before, it was like, okay.
Then they started swerving in the excursion.
Dang. Minnesota Kirk was straight.
I told y'all.
180 straight though.
Listen. I didn't know. We just went over the stats. I didn't know that Kirk Cousins was that guy in Minnesota. I was lacking, but I've learned today, Vestas. I learned today. Come on, Cam.
No.
That was a desperate move.
That was, you tripping.
And to follow it up to say in one month, you say, hey, we're giving the keys to Kirk Cousins. And the next month, you say, hey, we're drafting a first-round quarterback. What the hey, who?
Listen.
Gave the keys to your repo just the same month.
I'm shooting more than blanks at somebody.
Vestas, let me tell you one thing. Okay, you got the gist of that. Vestas, let me tell you one thing. You know what? We and somebody had put in the chat, and I know a lot of people has raised this question, how did Kevin Stefanski get hired? You know why? Based off this video, based off what we know, Arthur Blank, whoever's at the top, they make bad decisions. Now, there's rumbling, as you can see in the chats, they're rumbling that people are figuring out who Kevin Stefanski is, who they've actually brought into the organization. Now, it's a little too late because Kevin Stefanski has signed that contract. But listen, we already know, unless Kevin Stefanski get out of his way, that is just a train ready to fall off the tracks when the regular season starts. Listen, they make bad decisions in Atlanta. I think this is why Atlanta, besides 2017, they haven't got nowhere. Now, I did like, what's his name? Raheem Morris as the head coach. For the last 2 years, he actually almost got them to 500 for each year. But as you can see, they make stupid decisions. Hold on. Because why do I say that? They make stupid decisions. They fired Raheem, who had a better winning coach than Kevin Stefanski for 2 years, but they decided to fire him, who the players deemed as a A+, A- coach, and brought in Kevin Stefanski, one of the lowest graded coaches in the NFL. Atlanta make bad decisions. And this right here, that pick that they just made of in January the 17th, the Kevin Stefanski, Atlanta is going to burn. Do you think those Atlanta fans are going to stick around and let Kevin Stefanski destroy it from inside out? Do you not? Listen, Kevin Stefanski, I don't like you, but the best thing you need to do in Atlanta is allow Alex and Tommy Reese do what they go do, and you just sit back and just be a placeholder in terms of leadership. Just have your picture on the wall and have head coach under it. Lead the offensive players, the play calling along, because Atlanta is going to eat you alive. Atlanta is not Cleveland, Kevin. It's not even. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead. Donna, not Donna. Detroit Gemini. Let me slow down tonight. So how many games do you think the Browns will win this season? I don't know if you saw the live this morning, but that was one of the questions that I asked everybody that came to the panel. All right, we had Slim 081. He stated 10 plus. Even with him being a Carolina fan, he said he could see the Cleveland Browns winning 10 plus games. And then we had that magnificent Justine. Justine said the record for this year is going to be 14-2. And what I was pulling up in terms of the schedule this year, and that's what me and her, everybody else, we got into a different conversation. So let me go ahead and pull up the schedule for this year, and I can go ahead. My thing is, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be a 15-2, 14-3. I think the win record this year is gonna be so great nobody would see it coming. That's how phenomenal it's gonna be. All right, here are the home opponents we got. Okay, the Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals, the Steelers, the Houston Texans. Ooh, Wyatt Taylor just went to Houston. We just got Titus Howard. That's going to be a good battle. Okay, Indianapolis Colts, the Atlanta Falcons. They coming to Cleveland. And we got the Carolina Panthers. They coming to Cleveland. And guess what? That number one pick, round one pick, Mendoza, has to come to Cleveland this year. So whoever lives in Cleveland, you're going to get an eyeful this year. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the away opponents. course, we got the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The reason being they in the same conference, AFC North. Then you got that, Shedeur Sanders and the new Cleveland Browns got to travel to Jacksonville. That means that Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter would meet up in 2026. That's gonna be a good one. Then also they go to the Saints. They also go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that means that two of Kevin Stefanski's prior quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders and and Baker Mayfield would meet up this year. And then, of course, Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward would meet up again in Tennessee. Oh, and guess what? Shedeur Sanders and Jackson Dock will also be meeting up in 2026. And also, one of the last away games that Shedeur Sanders would go up against is the New York Jets. So there we go. So to answer your question, Detroit Gemini, out of all the games, based off what we got, and the Steelers does have a new head coach. I may need to see if they have the same defensive coordinator, right? But based off that, I'll say 14-3 or 15-2. I'll stick with it. I'm riding with Justine in terms of the potential winning record for 2026. And we gonna keep going. Let's see here. Donna, me too. I really like Penix. Hey, and that's another thing. Do you see how diabolical Kevin Stefanski is? We saw what he did to Shedeur. We saw what he did to Shedeur Sanders. Now, he haven't even really met Penix, but he said weeks ago he's not going to commit to Penix. So if you don't commit to Penix, you got Tua. Are you going to commit to Tua? Then you picked up Trevor Siemian, since we already know that it's not going to be Dylan Gabriel. Are you going to commit to the 7th round pick in Trevor? He was picked 250 that we discussed this morning. Is Kevin Stefanski going to go with Trevor Siemian, who hasn't played in 2 years, over Michael Penix, a first round draft? If he does that, we already see the writing on the wall that Kevin Stefanski, even though he's not dumb, he's diabolical and even and don't have common sense. Reason why he don't have common sense, this man had Shedeur Sanders in his arsenal, pennies on the dollars, and didn't know what to do with him. Do you think he's going to know what to do with all the weapons in Atlanta? Kevin Stefanski, sit back and let Alex and Tommy Reese handle it, okay? Because you also got to deal, Kevin Stefanski, out of all the duties you need and all the personnel you need to worry about in Atlanta, you don't need to worry about the offense. You don't need to worry about the defense in terms of being specific, because you are the head coach. I understand you got to oversee everything, but you need to worry about those Atlanta Falcon fans. That's who Kevin Stefanski need to satisfy, is those Atlanta Falcon fans, not the quarterback, not the offensive line, not the running back. Leave that over to the OC, Tommy Reese, quarterback coaches. You need to worry about those fans, Kevin Stefanski. Those are the ones. Let's see here. Detroit, I think 10 playoff time. Oh yeah, easy. Penix is in danger with Kevin. Yes. Listen, that's what I don't understand. Listen, Detroit, Gemini. Listen, I don't know. Okay, 10. Okay. Oh yeah, most definitely 7. Oh yeah, 7 better than 7. Hey, last year without an O-line, we was 5-2. Imagine what we're gonna get out of this year with an O-line and another weapon, especially if they bring in, even if Jerry Jeudy catches 70 or 80% of his balls, we would be a deadly weapon. Even if we don't bring in Odell Beckham, even if we pick the lowest tier wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy got so much pressure on his back this year because this is his last year in Cleveland and he wants to increase his stats. If Jerry Jeudy just catch 70 or 80% more balls this year, we will be deadly. Just by O-line and that alone. Don't see. Faith. Hey, KC says peace out. Listen, yes he did, Faith. Let's see here. This is what I'm saying. Kevin Stefanski is a fraud. We are, yes, imposter. Yes, they know that he cannot call plays. His credentials don't hold up. It can't even hold water. Kevin Stefanski can't even hold water in 2026. If he messes up Atlanta, all the weapons. See, Minnesota, he wasn't a head coach. He had a little bit of experience as OC. Cleveland Browns, for 6 to 7 years. Whatever. He couldn't get the quarterback right, okay? Even with Shedeur Sanders, he didn't know who he had in his arsenal. But with Atlanta being stacked the way that they stacked, Atlanta Falcons defense last year was second or third in the NFL in terms of defense. I didn't look at their offense because they had quarterback issues, but still, it still was a pretty good. I at least give them 15, 16, 17 ranking in terms of offense. Kevin Stefanski in Atlanta alone, just this year alone, he hasn't even called plays. He's in a better situation that he's been in the last 10 years in the NFL. His time in Minnesota, even though he had Kirk Cousins. So I can't say that because Kirk Cousins, based off his stats, he was really good. But this could be another, just sit back and chill, Kevin. Just sit back and chill. But he's not going to do that. He's too arrogant. He's the arrogant one. He's the narcissistic one. He's going to mess it up. Kevin Stefanski is going to mess it up. He's just going to mess it up. Kevin Stefanski is going to mess it up. Just to say, Kevin Stefanski is going to mess up Atlanta. He's going to mess it up. And making Matt Ryan's the president was a bad decision. Yes, it was. And you know I don't like Matt Ryan's. Atlanta fans are different. Hey, Kevin Stefanski, he better know that. Yes, I'm creating a playoff and Super Bowl shirt. Yes. And Donna, all we need to do once we start getting that knock on the door, just go ahead and send me the email me those so I can publicize them on the channel so everybody can get their orders in before the playoff season. Let me tell you one thing, we are definitely going to the playoffs this year. Shedeur Sanders will be getting, let me go ahead and put him on here. Shedeur Sanders will be getting the Cleveland Browns to the playoff this year. And guess what, y'all? Hold on. Let me go back to the slide. Let me go back to the slide, Vestas. Hold one. Where did it go? Hold on, y'all. Now I'm going to pull up this slide. You see this player here? Hold on, Vesta. You see this player here in the bottom right corner on your slide, bottom right or bottom left, Joe Bitiino. We discussed him a few weeks ago. And the only reason, and this is before free agency early negotiations was March the 9th. You actually could sign on the dotted line on March the 11th. We talked about what is keeping Joe Bitiino. Why is he confused if he don't want to stay, if he want to go? What is this? What is this? Why is he confused? As of now, we still don't know what his status is going to be, right? But I think, like I discussed a few weeks ago, and we even offered him up along with Dillon Gabriel as a package deal to Atlanta. That's when Cleveland Browns and Atlanta was working on a package deal. We was thinking to get Dillon Gabriel, and I said, hey, just go ahead and throw in Joe Bitiino and go ahead and get him out the way so we can get him $23 million off the table for a different player to come in. But as I stated, and I'm going to repeat, the reason why Joe Bitiino hasn't went anywhere, Vestas, and he's confused about if he wants to be a Cleveland Brown, because guess what? He knows what right looks like. Even though Dillon was his choice, he still knows that Shedeur Sanders is Shedeur Sanders. And he has been watching what the Cleveland Browns have been doing behind the scenes. He has been watching on the sideline, on the 50-yard line, with all the moves that the Cleveland Browns have made. Denzel Ward has restructured his contract voluntarily. Deshaun Watson has restructured his contract voluntarily. Myles Garrett, he just postponed his bonus of $29 million. Joe Bitiino knows you got Shedeur Sanders. You got this money that's on the table. You got an O-line that they have done in free agency, and they still got 2 number 1 draft picks this year. Joe Bitiino, I think he's waiting to see who's going to come out of this draft, because if Joe Bitiino is foolish and leaves the Cleveland Browns this year, do you know what he's going to miss out this year when Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns start marching down the field? Let's not forget, I already discussed this, Vestas. The Cleveland Browns, out of all teams, they are a surprise team this year. Now, along with trying to be prepared for Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns defense, the Cleveland Browns is dual threat this year. They got an offense and a defense. Joe Bitiino is not stupid. Now, he may be trying to play slow, but I think once he see, if we get that left tackle, that Markel Bell, or somebody else, and he actually sees all these pieces falling in play, and especially that wide receiver, because he know who Shedeur Sanders is. I don't care. Just like Kevin Stefanski, he know who Shedeur Sanders is. Joe Bitiino ain't dumb. He's just waiting around just to see all the pieces that fall in place. And because why would you walk away from a potential Super Bowl ring year? Or why would you walk away from AFC North champions? He's never had any accolades like that on his resume. Why would you walk away now from the Cleveland Browns? You don't have to do the dirty work of Kevin Stefanski. You actually getting in head coaches that care for the players. You actually got another run at this, Joe Bitiino. Let me stop talking. Let me go to the comments because I'm making too many sense. I'm making too much sense. Just let me go ahead. You know what? Just let me go ahead. I'm sorry I missed it. No worries, Gemini. No worries. And Lady of Elegance, I know you're just getting home. I hope you sit back, relax, grab your popcorn, grab some water, and just enjoy the show. Okay, lady? Kevin Stefanski will pay the... Now, I just told you to sit back, Lady of Elegance. I didn't know that this was your chat right here. Why you... Kevin Stefanski would pay to sabotage Shedeur, hopefully say was paid to sabotage Shedeur, but he could not after Coach Prime said what he said to the NFL about his son, so wanted to get back to Coach Prime by sending Kevin Stefanski to Atlanta. And they all playing fine. Well, guess what? I think it's going to backfire if they sent, and everybody said, why send Kevin Stefanski to the home in the house that Deion Sanders built? But baby, if you know what I know, them ancestors underneath that building, if Raheem Morris couldn't get over 500, you think Kevin Stefanski, even with Alex, is going to get over 500? They got Alex, they got Michael Penix still recovering, they got Tua. If Tua, and I hate to say this, get hit wrong, his season is going to be over. And then you got somebody coming off the couch for 2 years. They ain't played in 2 years, a 7th-round pick. How far are they really going to go? I don't care if you do got Alex on the sideline. I don't care, calling plays, quarterback coach, whatever. I'm making my list starting with Mary. Oh, don't break her up. I go crazy. Don't break her up. And Coach Prime is not finished yet. House is getting clean. Yes, I do believe that. Did y'all discuss how Cleveland media trying to trade away Shedeur? Yeah, we already talked about that. Why would Myles Garrett leave and he just agreed to delay his bonus? Listen, Myles Garrett, let's just say if that was even possible or he agreed to that. Myles Garrett is a defensive player. He's not even on the field the same way that Shedeur Sanders is. And if the Cleveland media is pushing that means they just want to stay in just a losing state for the rest of their existence. Why would you even say that, knowing that the Cleveland Browns have gotten behind Shedeur Sanders, basically saying he's QB1? You want to give away your best defensive player for what? How can you hurt Shedeur Sanders? Come on, what? Come on. The Jags would definitely have Travis on the defensive game. Oh, Peter, because he knows Shedeur Sanders. He knows his throws. He knows his habits. Hey, I can see that. I really can see that. Ooh, now that'll be a good showdown, Peter. Travis Hunter defending Shedeur Sanders wide receivers in the corner. Ooh, and he knows Shedeur Sanders' body language is like the back of his hands. That'll be nice. Hold on, that'll be nice. And Shedeur said, Vestas, hold on, Vestas. That may be a game that I can see if y'all in the Jacksonville area. Hey, I'm willing to travel 4 hours to meet any and everybody down there in Jacksonville. I can see that because Florida don't get cold like Cleveland, and I'm definitely not going to be out there aching in that cold. But, I can see that game. Let's see here. Shedeur Sanders is going to meet up with all of the... I can't wait to beat them all. Yes. And you know the NFL messy. All of the rookies that was drafted with Shedeur Sanders, even Cam Scatterboo that played that. Oh Lord, can you imagine Cam Scatterboo got hurt up by the Cleveland Browns defensive players, and the next thing you know, he got symptoms because he ran up against a Myles Garrett and got tore up I'm trying to tell you. Why did Cam say that this year? Peter, I pray to Travis Hills. Me too. I think he's doing better. Donacy, Kevin is a team morale killer. Listen, Atlanta better be ready. Kevin Stefanski is not who they think he is. Just Kevin Stefanski, even in the team meetings, even in the locker room, Kevin Stefanski, just go to the corner and just stand there, pretend like you're taking notes. And yeah. And just like Alex and Tommy Reese do all the talking. He's going to kill it. He's definitely going to kill it. The Atlanta fans are not playing with Kevin Stefanski. Yes, I was under DC. I'm like, yes, and you should have heard what he said about. Oh, I know he nutted up. I think when he did that short, it had about almost 1 million views. When I saw it, when Kevin Stefanski got yes, I saw that. Yes, yeah, Atlanta fans built different. Let's see, how can you be a head coach and you can't develop QB? That's why I was surprised that he let Kirk Cousins go. Kirk Cousins is already developed. He got like 10, 12 years in the NFL. Tua got 10, 12 years in the NFL. Michael Penix, got 3 to 5 years in the NFL. He still may be under his rookie contract. If not, he's in his first or second year of his second NFL contract. And then Travis Simeon. Oh, you know why? Oh my gosh, Vestas, that's why. This is why. Oh, Vestas. God, Vestas, it just hit me. Vestas, hold on. Let me throw Trevor up here. It just hit me why Kevin Stefanski chose Trevor. Oh, it just hit me, Vestas. Hold on, let me get that picture. Hold on, Vestas. You know how I do it, because I'm finna cut this one up. Is this him? Vestas, do y'all know why Kevin Stefanski just chose Trevor to come to Atlanta versus Dillon Gabriel? Even with this man sitting on the couch, I just said it. Michael Penix, is he either at the end of his rookie contract, or is it the first or second year of his second contract? Okay, so he got 5 to 7 years, let's say that. And then you got Tua. Tua has about, I say 8 to 10 years. Dillon Gabriel only has 1 year under the tenure of Kevin Stefanski, and Kevin Stefanski knows that he's not developed. So why would he bring him to Atlanta? Oh, Vestas is starting to add up now. So Tony Talks Vested Up. Why would he bring Trevor? Well, you remember when I went over Trevor stats? Was it yesterday? Or yesterday or whenever? No, I think it was 2 days ago. The reason why he brought Trevor Simeon in there, because Travis Simeon has about 10 to 12 years under his belt. So that means that Kevin Stefanski does not have to develop not one of his quarterbacks in Atlanta. Vestas, there it is. That's why Kevin Stefanski brought Trevor in Atlanta. He doesn't have to develop no one. You know, Alex is not a quarterback coach. He's the defensive coordinator. Tommy Reese is just going to have defensive coordinator under his belt. He's only been the offensive coordinator in the NFL for only 1 year, which was last year. That's why Alex is coming in to cover Kevin Stefanski and to cover Tommy Reese, Vestas. There it is, Vestas. We just came up with why Kevin Stefanski brought Trevor in, because he don't have nobody to develop. Alex don't have to worry about trying to develop a quarterback. He can go ahead and do his job in the corner with Tommy Reese and just be the OC. There go, Vestas. We figured it out in the March the 28th. God, boy, we just got it. Thank you, Fake, for putting that out there. I told you he was a snake. Ooh, no, Bitiino. Hey, Bitiino's right now on the. Oh God, yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know that. Yes, Joel is the mo. Ooh. Okay. I think he knows they can win. He went. Yes. Listen, even though he don't like Shedeur Sanders, he likes the attention. He likes even the possibility of being an AFC champion, a Super Bowl champion. Can you imagine if Joe Bitiino go ahead and leave Cleveland, and the next thing you know, this year we're talking about how Shedeur Sanders even got them to the championship or to the Super Bowl? What? Joe will look sick in the face this time next year. Let me see him. Detroit and Jackson Lowen. Yep. I need Joe to go. He was toxic teammate. Won't fit. Yeah. Now, if Joe decides to stay, he's going to be because he played left tackle or right tackle, because he definitely was he guard? No, he was a guard. he just need to sit on the bench as a veteran, and just in case somebody get hurt, he comes in to replace them. But it actually can work for Joe. All he needs to do is the same things as Kevin Stefanski. Sit back, shut up, and just ride the wave. Ride the wave. Just ride the wave. He can even go to practice squad. He ain't gonna go to practice squad. I was working in my business today. Okay. But still, sit back and relax and enjoy the show, Lady of Elegance. I think Todd Munkin told everybody talking to the media would be big. Come on. Hey, she let her do what she do. I don't even like to mention that lady. I don't believe is no, he's not going nowhere. No. Because even Myles Garrett know who Shedeur Sanders. Why would Myles Garrett leave this year when the Cleveland Browns is actually about to be a contender? Super Bowl contender, AFC North contender. That's why the Cincinnati Bengals met with David Bailey the first day of the combine, because they need their own Myles Garrett in order to rush Shedeur Sanders to the left or the right? Depends on how they playing. They know, let me tell you one thing, the AFC North, we talking about Baltimore, the Steelers, and the Cincinnati Bengals. They know in order to win that title, at least for AFC North or the division, they got to go through the Cleveland Browns now. Nobody saw this except for us, Vestas. And everybody that knows Shedeur Sanders, nobody saw this coming. Okay, I'm willing to travel. Okay. Let's see here. BJ Green. Oh, yes, Peter. Oh, and guess what? Simon Craig is there in the Jacksonville. So yeah, we got Trevor, BJ Green, and I love BJ Green. I even got the Colorado jersey for BJ Green in my closet. I need to even put on. I love a good defensive player. That's why I had to watch the Super Bowl, because I knew that the Seahawks is a very aggressive defensive play. I love defense. Yes, BJ Green is going to come from that edge. And guess what? He knows Shedeur Sanders' weaknesses, and he's very familiar with Shedeur Sanders too. And guess what? Simon Craig, just to know that he can probably, if Shedeur Sanders starts scrambling down that field, and let's say, oh yeah, hey, Simon may even want to just to tug on him and bring him down to the ground. Come on. I like that. I like Jimmy Horn too, man. I hope Jimmy Horn get his opportunity this year, Vestas. I love him too. Let's go to Jacksonville. Yes. Don't matter what time of the year, all we doing is waiting for the dates to be on the schedule, Vestas. And Jacksonville is definitely a place. Yeah. And you know what? I don't know if she's in here, but she was a Vesta, a very VIP Vesta to me. Wherever she is in the world, she's in Jacksonville too. So wherever you are, lady, wherever you is in this world, I hope I get to meet you in the Jacksonville game, Vestas. I don't know where she is, y'all, but hey, send love to that Vesta wherever she is. She may be watching, but yeah, we got to do that in Jacksonville, y'all. We got to do that in Jacksonville. Kevin Stefanski didn't get excited when Shedeur made the touch. He didn't even hit Kevin Stefanski. You know why? Because he's narcissistic. If it's not about Kevin Stefanski and Dillon Gabriel, which is why it's hard for us to believe that he didn't call Dillon Gabriel to Atlanta. But Kevin Stefanski is a narcissistic. Oh, wow. Okay. Dang, I sure missed all them wows and wows. Joe needs to sit on the bench. Yes, he needs to sit on the bench. I want Bitiino and Robinson. Yeah, big baby Cam Robinson. No, big baby Cam Robinson, he did not get picked up. And I think Joe Bitiino, now that since he didn't get signed right, he may just be flapping out the wind, just hoping for a team to pick him up, right? So we shall see. But yeah, big baby Cam Robinson, I think he's gone. I hope he's gone. I hope he's gone, Faith. I think Myles Garrett believed when Shedeur Sanders stood. Of course. Ain't nobody crazy. Myles Garrett, trust me, Myles Garrett knows exactly who he has in Shedeur Sanders, and he loves him. He definitely loves him as a player. All right, Vestas. I got one more clip. This clip right here is what I did. Some of y'all Vestas seen it. Some of you haven't. For all the new Vestas, I want to share this. What I did a month ago, I was looking at something that Justine and some of the Vestas we talked about this morning, and I knew this video was out here, so I'm about to play this clip. It's only about 10 minutes, and after that, Vestas, I'm going to go ahead and give you back your Saturday, because, hey, this was another good, excited live. Let me go ahead and bring Tony to the stage. Hold on, let me go ahead. Okay, that's all of the chats. I want to make sure that all the chats was covered. Let me go ahead and pull this down. Uh-huh. And before I begin, investors, if you want to come to the stage, go ahead. This is the link if you want to come to the stage. I don't bite. Just turn your camera off. What is that? I think the Falcons told Kevin the fans would revolt if you brought Dylan down. Well, I guess Dylan Gabriel probably would have been what they call it, the needle that broke the camel's back, because they was upset with Tua. So yeah, they probably would have revolted if Dylan got there. But look, they got Trevor. Trevor ain't played in 2 years. So I guess if Kevin Stefanski had to choose between the two, yeah, I'll take that into consideration. Let me go ahead and take all of this down. Remove. All right, let me go ahead and pull this up to the stage. Detroit Gemini, you came here on time. All right, investors, so we finna play this video. Ooh, and the nuggets that I dropped. Ooh, investors. Okay, is that low? I think that's low. Come on, Tony.
Like I said earlier, and how you doing, Amber? I think the reason why Deion Sanders made it his business, and you know my voice is getting low for a reason, because this how Deion Sanders was looking. Deion Sanders made it his business to come back and visit Kevin Clark this year and basically dump on CSPN because of this interview right here. Hold on, I'm about to play it for you. Then I'm gonna let you go, Vestas.
Okay, so just to give you some background before the video starts playing, who is Kevin Clark? So last year, this time before the draft, and I think it was in February, Shedeur Sanders only did a one-on-one interview with certain people. And one of the people that he did an interview with last year was Kevin Clark from ESPN, some type of show on the side or whatever. So Shedeur Sanders was very raw and candid in that video, which is the same interview video that we think that people mistook it and deemed him arrogant, selfish. He's not a team player. Who did he think he is? Based off this video here. Now, what happened this year at this round of Super Bowl? Deion Sanders went back to Kevin Clark particularly. And remember, if y'all don't remember, Deion Sanders said, "Are you the one that sabotaged my son?" So if you remember that, put a 1 in the chat or put TT in the chat, basically saying that you remember it. Okay, so what I'm about to play, I covered the video that showed Shedeur Sanders did last February, and I'm going to dissect this video and why I felt that Deion Sanders went back to Kevin to confront him on a national stage. Okay, you remember? Okay, 1 and 1. Okay, so here we go. Here's the video. Okay, Peter. Okay, Justine. Okay, that was prime time. Oh, prime time. He didn't hold his tongue. All right, so now that I set the stage, let's go into the video. Now, also, the commentary and the stuff that I'm about to say in here, I wish Jason Lloyd was in this room, because some of the questions that Kevin Clark, now that I know he is, Jason Lloyd would even get slapped just by the questions that Kevin Clark, even though he was being messy, asked Shedeur Sanders last year. Hold on. That was a neon. That was pride. Oh no. Hey, Peter. All right, let me go to displaying this video.
And isn't it funny? This interview that Shedeur Sanders did last year, February, this could have been an interview that they said Shedeur Sanders is arrogant. Shedeur Sanders is, and you know what? I think I'm on the right point of why Deion Sanders came back and visit Kevin Clark, because a lot of the media pundits probably use this interview right here that I'm about to give an audio clip on. Shedeur Sanders talking to Kevin Clark.
Make sure you hit
your entire
like the video.
Who would you say and we'll talk about your dad in a second, but who would you say outside of that are your quarterbacking mentors? Like, who are the folks that...
The main was Mike Vick.
Okay.
Let me stop it. Mike Vick. Now I know why Shedeur Sanders and Mike Vick were glued at the hip at the Pro Bowl. And now I think because Shedeur Sanders said this last year, I think that's why the Las Vegas Raiders did not draft Shedeur Sanders, because knowing what I know now, that Tom Brady was actually his mentor, was his mentor in high school going into college. If I was Tom Brady, he probably felt some type of way or offended that Shedeur Sanders didn't say him. Out of all the quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders said Mike Vick, the same Mike Vick that the media, y'all know how the media treated Mike Vick when that story came out regarding those animals. But out of all the quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders uplifted Mike Vick. Shut up. I didn't even know this existed. Go ahead, Shedeur Sanders. Go ahead.
So I sat down and talked to him a lot at the East West Shrine game. And it was just good connecting with him. And I know we're playing in the game. Sat down and talked to him a lot at the East West Shrine game.
Like that. Obviously, you've been around NFL football your entire life.
Yeah.
Who would you say, and we'll talk about your dad in a second, but who would you say outside of that are your quarterbacking mentors? Like, who are the folks that...
The main was Mike Vick.
Okay.
So I sat down and talked to him a lot at the East West Shrine game. And it was just good connecting with him. And I know we're playing in the game Saturday together, which would be fun. But I just love being around him, love talking to him, love hearing his insight.
What is the number one thing he's taught you?
Just keep doing you. That was it. It's hard to give one piece of advice because it's about life. It's about on the field, off the field. It's different levels to everything, and it may have hit home right at that time, whenever we talked about and discussed it. But every conversation we have is very impactful for me.
That's great. I'm curious. Any draft prospect, you just hear so much BS about yourself, and people say,
I'm used to that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get at.
That don't matter to me.
You see tweets, and it's, of course that's not true or whatever, and that's every draft prospect. But then
now this is where they may think that Shedeur Sanders is cocky at, and I really think now that Deion Sanders took it upon himself to go back and talk to Kevin Clark, I think he has pinpointed the media anchor or pundit that basically everybody went back and tore up his son, because Kevin Clark did not go back and defend Shedeur Sanders. Let's keep playing.
And in the Colorado part, the Coach Prime part, it's like that times a million to see
Deion Sanders' son part.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm just wondering if you could if you even care, if you could wave a wand and change something about the narrative where you just get people to understand something about you as a player, would you?
No, I wouldn't change anything. I don't need to prove myself to those that that's not on the team and those who's not franchise I'm going to lead. So whoever feels a way about anything, they could feel the way, because I know they don't genuinely know me. They've never met me. To read stuff, what somebody's job is to create content, and create conversion and all this different type of stuff, so that's their job. So I don't even be mad at it at that point.
How are you able to shut that out? Because I'm sometimes like, what the heck are they talking?
Did y'all hear that right there? I think that piece right there is where they said that Shedeur Sanders was cocky. Shedeur Sanders was arrogant. I think this is why Deion Sanders went back and visited Kevin Clark. This was the interview that a lot of people took out of context regarding Shedeur Sanders. And let's not forget, remember what Ross Tucker had said on that 4-letter podcast that I used to watch. Y'all know what it begins with a U, ends with an S. When Ross Tucker had said that the reason why a lot of people don't like Deion Sanders, and came directly out his mouth, the reason why they taking it out on Shedeur Sanders because they couldn't get to Deion Sanders in the media. If y'all want me to play that, because I know it's going over 2 hours, almost 2 hours, I'm saying hour and a half, just let me know in the chat. I'll play that too, because I already got that clipped up. But Ross Tucker had said that the reason why the media didn't like Deion Sanders is because they couldn't get to him, right? But guess what? Because they couldn't get to him, they got to Shedeur Sanders. They waited all of these years months to get Shedeur Sanders, to get Deion back through his sons. But Deion Sanders ain't going for that. You see, the narratives have changed. In less than 9 months, the narratives have changed. Okay? Let me keep playing. This clip is only about 4 more minutes long. Let me give Shedeur Sanders the honor to take us out today, okay?
About like, yeah, I mean, it's just been like that for my whole life. You know, they said I couldn't do it in high school, and I did it. They said I couldn't do it in Jackson, I did it. Said I couldn't do it in Colorado, I did it. So it's like, now who am I playing for? To prove people wrong? No, I'm playing because I love the game and because I love proving myself right.
Talk about your relationship with Cam Ward. I went to Miami and saw every single snap of his. I think it's amazing. But obviously, you guys are close. You guys work out together. I see some of those viral clips. You guys go at it. Yeah. Is it cool to be that close with you know, just being the
it's cool that we close because if we wasn't, then the media would definitely try to pin us against each other. And a lot of stuff we just be saying, even in the viral clip stuff, we genuinely like play around crazy. We definitely play around crazy, and that's just the relationship, you know. So it's good that we have a relationship because a lot of people try to take things and put it out of context and anything, and it's just like, it's childish.
Obviously, you're going to look at a million quarterbacks and try to learn something from tape on each, but like if you could just...
All right, Vestas, this is where they're going to say Shedeur Sanders was overconfident. Who do he think he is? And he's arrogant. Listen to what came out in this interview.
Model yourself after a couple of guys. Who are the guys you watch the tape and you say, I want to be able to do that at the NFL level?
I watch my own tape and feel like, okay, what can I improve? That's what I see. I'm able to see, okay, the flaws in my game and what I got to get better at and who will make me a very flawless quarterback. And
this is another thing they took out of context. They said this Kevin Clark had the nerve to ask Shedeur Sanders, out of all the NFL players, past and current, who would you model himself for? He said, myself. They took that as arrogant, right? And thank you for putting that in the chat, Miss Evelyn. Yeah, Emmitt Smith told him confidence isn't arrogance. Come on, keep going.
Help me exceed at the next level. So I can't look up to nobody because those are the people I'm playing against. I can't idolize somebody I'm about to play against. Like, that's not a thing I would do.
I like that outlook. I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
that's a good way.
I mean, my dad, the best player that ever played the game. Like, you think I got other people I look up to like that? Nah, he done did it. So if it's anybody outside of him, then that's a little bit disrespectful.
I agree, but it's a different position.
Do you see how much Deion Sanders, how much his kids love him? And you don't think if I was the media or somebody that wanted to get back at Deion Sanders for whatever they did to me 10 or 15, 20 years ago, you don't think, oh, I couldn't get to Deion, but hey, I see how his son feel about him. Let me show him. Come on. This is psychology. We're understanding how these people are thinking about the Sanders family. It could be me and you and platforms like this. Hold on.
Still, though, it's a different position, but the core values are the same.
Did your dad teach you a lot about how to manipulate defensive backs and stuff like that? Just because... This
right here is almost done. Remember when the media came and said, oh, the reason why Shedeur Sanders slid and everything, and the reason why Kevin Stefanski wanted to put Shedeur Sanders on the practice squad because he couldn't read defenses? Straight up lie. With the stats that Shedeur Sanders had in college in Colorado, one of the most accurate quarterback in Pac-12 or Big 12, whatever it was. How can you get those stats if you can't read defenses? And a lot of, especially the people in Cleveland, they didn't know that. And Shedeur Sanders is about to get the receipt. They didn't know that Deion Sanders, because they knew that Shedeur Sanders was about to be a quarterback. Hey, son, in order to be a very effective and performing and optimize the playing field as a quarterback, you got to read defense first. Deion Sanders had Shedeur Sanders reading what position it was. It was a defensive position that Deion Sanders first had Shedeur Sanders in to understand defense. If you don't believe me, hold on. Let me play it.
He put me on defense when I was young.
Okay. What did you learn from that
experience?
Yeah.
Coverage in that perspective. So playing nickel, down safety, like knowing what I got to do. So it's real fun. It's just like a puzzle on a board. You just gotta continue like beat it with a throw or be able to understand what coverage it is and get into the right stuff and understand what's not good for this coverage. And I like it. It's like playing chess.
I like that. Quick hitters. If you could play with any wide.
Did y'all hear that? When the media said, "Oh yeah, Shedeur Sanders, his only weakness is," even now, "Oh yeah, he need to read defense." No. We watched the games. We just didn't watch the highlights. We watched the games. The only reason Shedeur Sanders got sacked and had all those interceptions and was rushing the balls is when that O-line gave up on Shedeur Sanders, when that O-line collapsed on purpose for Shedeur Sanders, when that O-line made it possible and did it just a way where Shedeur Sanders had to run out of that pocket real quick to the left or the right. No, it was the O-line. It's the O-line. Shedeur Sanders has been reading defenses all of his life. Do I need to remind the haters who his daddy is? One of the most Hall of Famer defensive players of all times, Deion Sanders, and you trying to tell the media, try to have us believe that Shedeur Sanders did not know how to read defense? It's only one more minute.
Receiver in the NFL, who would it be?
Whatever team has a great receivers that I'm drafted to.
I like that. And then we do something called badasses. It's the most badass teammate you've ever had.
This is the end of it, Vestas. Hold on. Now, what should, like I said, I just found this video this morning. What he's about to say almost made me cry, because this is when I think that Shilo Sanders became the target. Remember him out alive? Shilo Sanders was projected to go in the top 90 to the 150. The more that he played before that injury to his arm, Shilo Sanders had moved from being projected to go into the third or the fifth round up into the third round. This is when my heart broke this morning, because this one will say, okay, we go get the daddy. Oh, yeah. Hey, I forgot Shilo Sanders is playing. Watch this.
Whatever you want to call it. Who's your badass?
Shilo.
Tell me
He
about
don't
Shilo.
care. He don't care. Like, he don't care. No matter what anybody said at the end of the day, he gonna do him. So Shilo definitely, I would say, I've seen him before run as hard as he can somebody and get in, and he's actually knocked out, It's like, so I've seen it. Like, he's crazy.
I love that. Tell us what you're doing with Gatorade.
Gatorade, I'm here. We just left the Gatorade lab. It was amazing.
And that's it, Vestas. I forgot that video was out there, but that's it, Vestas. That's it. That video is not perfect timing, and I'm not playing on words, but that video is not perfect timing. Wow. So that means in January, after Shedeur Sanders ended the regular season, all of a sudden he can't read defenses. Now we get to February, Shedeur Sanders can't read defenses. That's why I think I touched it on this video. And now all of a sudden, Shedeur Sanders still can't read defenses after he just completed one successful year out of his rookie contract in 2025-2026. Shedeur Sanders can't read defenses. All right, Vessels, let me go back to the comments. And I'm gonna give you back your set. That's why they didn't let Shilo get out of the gates. Shilo Sanders will have. Oh yes, Faith. Trust me, he is waiting. We waiting just like he's waiting. But as Justine said this morning, and a lot of people has alluded to, Evelyn and everybody else, Faith and Donna and Lady of Elegance, we just think that announcement is going to happen after the NFL draft, so the Sanders family does not steal all of the NFL shine and headlines before the draft. Deion said he was going to play at 7. I remember. Deion said it was before Shedeur Sanders started playing last year. Deion Sanders said he know Shedeur Sanders was going to play in 2025. Trust me. So true. They tried to separate Shedeur Sanders from his dad. I love that Shedeur Sanders didn't fall for it. Yeah. He said that would be disrespectful to look at any other NFL player from the past or current to as the one that he sees as a hero. What? Yeah. Yes. Even Deion Sanders would have had an issue with that. Son, I'm your daddy. I've been watching all the Shedeur stars at Trinity and the Browns. Come on. And I know you've seen the progress. Come on, we talking about Shedeur, right, Donna C? I think I sent that email to you. Okay, I'm about to check it. I've only received the email that we talked about earlier about that particular place in building 1 and building 5, but I'll go back and check it. He gave respect to Shilo, his brother. Yes, Shilo is like that. Yes, the new Debo and Joe. All he needs is an opportunity to play in the NFL. I sent that hard list. Oh, okay. I need to check it. I need to check all my emails. I haven't been able to check my email since the live this morning. So Justine, if you contacted me this morning, I haven't checked none of my emails, but I'm going to do that tonight and tomorrow. After this year, he's going to, oh yeah, Shedeur Sanders. As of now, his focus is just to play because he definitely want to solidify himself after that slide. But come the next time is re-up. Bag money. Shedeur Sanders, all he's going to be talking about is dollar signs, just like everybody else. Dollar signs. If Kirk Cousins can get 4 for 180, Shedeur Sanders is going to get 4 or 5 for $450 million or $500 million. It's possible. Show us Coach Prime checking him, please. Okay, I gotta find it. Give me 1 second. I'll pull that up. Peter, I watched that. Okay, I'll send it again. Okay, hold on. Drop the link. Donna C. Okay, drop the link. Hold on. Okay, if you want it, huh? Here you go right here, Peter. Okay, Peter, if you want to come up on stage, come on, Peter. I will oblige you. Give you the floor while I'm looking up that video. If you want to come on and go on stage, come on with it. I sure will. That's a lot of talking about Shilo going to the Browns. We talked about that today, Faith. We talked about that today. And while we waiting on Peter to come up on the stage, if he's going to come on the stage, please go ahead and hit that like so the algorithm does not kill the video. Let me go ahead and find this clip where Deion Sanders just killed those people. Deion Sanders. Super Bowl press run. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Come on. Let me see if I can find it. Because that was from an earlier video. So let me go back to my video because I got the chapters in that video and I'll play what Deion Sanders said in that video. Hold on one, Vestas. Let me go back to it because I chopped it out that live, so it's going to be easier to find. And if you want to watch that video, let me go ahead and I'll show you a thumbnail to that particular video while I'm finding the video that Coach Prime checked all those people. Where is it? Dated 28th. Here we go. Okay, slide this upload. Shedeur Sanders. Deion Sanders. Here you go. All right, let me go ahead to these chapters. Deion Sanders. He crucified the media. Let's see right here. Okay, here we go. Deion Sanders lit up Kevin Clark. Let's go ahead and play this right here, investors. Let me know if you can hear this. Let's see here. Fade, let's see here. Fade, we have the party if that happens. Okay, I was talking about the video link. Oh, you was talking about the video link. Well, you don't hurt my feelings. I did all that digging. Y'all did all that digging, Peter. You was too late. Anyway, we finna play this. We finna play this right here. I did all this digging and Peter talking about something else. Come to the stage, Peter, and give us your A&P selection. I'm gonna play this video, then I'm gonna let y'all go, Vessels. Peter don't hurt my feelings tonight. I thought I'm digging all this thing. And anyway, I'm finna drop this clip. It's only about 5 minutes. Deion Sanders on the ed up Kevin Clark. And Peter, you about to be blocked. You hear me? I'm following you up. Hold on. Deion Sanders Besides anybody with the name of Sanders, what other player you like watching in the NFL? That's when Deion Sanders says, I basically don't watch the NFL. So that's strike twice. Deion Sanders made it known, I don't like the NFL. I don't like what you did to my son. We already know that. And guess what? Basically, I'm taking a dump on the NFL. Now, Kevin Clark, he's going to ask a question about Shedeur Sanders. So why was it okay for him to bring up Shedeur Sanders, but Deion Sanders could not even give his opinion about his son in the NFL? And what would have been wrong for Deion Sanders to say, yeah, I like watching my son Shedeur Sanders? It's a reason. The media has a madness that needs to be studied. That bladder cancer. Deion Sanders has took responsibility.
Oh God,
for
hold
that.
on.
Here, he said he asked Deion Sanders, besides anybody with the name of Sanders, what other player you like watching in the NFL? That's when Deion Sanders says, I basically don't watch the NFL. So that's strike twice. Deion Sanders made it known, I don't like the NFL. I don't like what you did to my son. We already know that. And guess what? Basically, I'm taking a dump on the NFL. Now, Kevin Clark, he's going to ask a question about Shedeur Sanders. So why was it okay for him to bring up Shedeur Sanders, but Deion Sanders could not even give his opinion about his son in the NFL? And what would have been wrong for Deion Sanders to say, yeah, I like watching my son Shedeur Sanders? It's a reason. The media has a madness that needs to be studied, especially when it comes to the Sanders family. This the last clip.
Down and get ready and prepare. Like anything his hands finds to do, that's biblical. He does it with all his might. That's what I love about him.
Last thing for you. This time last year we had Shedeur on the show. He was excellent.
Yeah.
We really liked him.
It didn't help in the draft when you had him on the show last year this time. Didn't help. So you probably was one that killed him. Did you sabotage my son?
That is Vestas.
It didn't help. I tried. Nothing you did. I tried my best. You just told me he was kind. He was wonderful.
He shook everybody's hand.
Yeah.
I tweeted it.
But you didn't tell that to nobody.
Yes, I did.
Kept it a secret.
It went viral.
Nobody saw it. I didn't see it. Because if I had known, I would have led with that. Now you're telling me that. Nobody saw it.
I tweeted it.
So when they were murdering his character, did you retweet it?
I did.
No.
I promise.
No,
I said it.
No, you did.
Coach Prime, I said it on Get Up.
No, you did.
I said it on Get Up. I said it on multiple shows. And I also told my producer, as Miles is my witness, I spread
Miles is my witness.
I said
You said it like it was God. Miles is my witness.
I wouldn't say as God as my witness.
There you go.
It's not as heavy,
Okay.
As that. But I spread the good word of how kind Shedeur Sanders was.
But you let the whole world lie on it.
I tried.
Did you notice that all that stuff just kind of just went away?
Well, it's
Like after a while, it just, like the lie just went away.
slandering. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it went away.
So you agreed that it was slander?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was horrendous. It was horrendous.
It was character assassination. I think that
So it's okay for me to feel some type of way about the NFL. You would understand.
I without a doubt.
There you go.
I think the entire family should feel
Well, thank you. We do.
There were things that were said about Shedeur.
There was lies that were told.
That I feel like were unfair. Not only just unfair to him, but like I meet a lot of draft prospects who are, and you hear things that are abysmal.
Yeah.
And then you see them go 42nd in the draft.
Right.
Vestas, let me go ahead and put it out there. This man straight up lied. This man right here, Kevin Clark, straight up lied. Straight up lied. You know why I know why he lied? Because when he said, because at the end, I'm not going to play them last 30 seconds. He's going to like, oh yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Deion said, or maybe it was in this clip. Deion said, you know, just, hey, you don't have to retweet or repost it. Just send me a DM. Look, when I heard that, I said, well, okay, hold on. I like to be fair, right? I like to be fair. Let me go out on Twitter on his page by Kevin Clark. Do you know I went back? I looked at the posts, the replies, the highlights, and the media. I didn't see nothing about Shedeur Sanders. Now, one thing I did see that he did have out there on his Twitter, because I didn't see nothing after Shedeur Sanders started playing. He said nothing. He didn't, because if it was me, I would have been like, hey, I told y'all in February of last year, or earlier this year in 2025, Shedeur Sanders was the one. He was kind and everything. He could have said, hey, media, I don't know what y'all talking about regarding the interview process and stuff, because he was a gentleman to me. He was very kind and all of humble and all these type of things. That's what I found that video too. And I'm gonna leave you on that one. But this man straight up lying. The only post that I saw regarding him and Shedeur Sanders is the video that he did in Shedeur Sanders. I'm thinking around maybe February of last year, 2025, maybe a year ago. So I said, well, okay, maybe I overlooked something. I didn't overlook nothing. And guess what? This video was taken on this channel the 6th February of this year. Do you want to know what that man just retweeted? The only thing he retweeted that old crazy analogy that Deion Sanders was trying to make a point with regarding the Grinch, regarding the Grinch choosing or being on the beauty pageant voting committee or whatever you want to call it. That's the only thing that man tweeted. So that man straight up lied. That man ain't said nothing about Shedeur Sanders. That man ain't even said nothing about Shedeur Sanders doing his trials and tribulations. He ain't say nothing about Shedeur Sanders. If I was coach, you know what? I think Coach Prime, and I think it's coming to me right now because I'm feeling something drop down in my spirit. I think out of all the people on what they call it, Media Row during the Super Bowl. See, because if I was Deion Sanders, the way that they stand their 10-tone downs and they ain't laughing, they ain't playing with this media no more. They ain't cracking no smile. They ain't cracking no smile. The only time that Deion Sanders cracked a smile in this interview when he wanted to. I think the reason why Deion Sanders went back to this particular host, Kevin Clark, is because if you remember Shedeur Sanders, Shilo Sanders, the most time they interact with the media was at Colorado, the media pressers, pro day, when these teams came out, they would have dinner with them. Besides this interview, and I could be wrong, this could have been the only interview that Shedeur Sanders gave the media outside of the University of Colorado. So with Deion Sanders as a parent, he took offense to that. And I think Deion Sanders went directly back to ESPN twice. First on that big stage that we saw outside, and for this particular, and to go to this particular host because, hey, he had to sell it right. And when Deion Sanders had basically said, yeah, Michael Irvin would take a dump, like I said, I really think that Deion Sanders was saying, hey, I'm going to take a dump on YouTube, ESPN with this interview. This right here. Salute to you, Deion Sanders. If you went back to Kevin Clark just to be petty, salute to you as a man, a father, and a coach. Because Shedeur Sanders did not have to give him that interview last year. Like I said, I think Shedeur Sanders, he was very, very, very picky on who he talked to last year. And we already know that he's very, very, very picky this year on who he talks to outside of well-off media, outside of those media that he trusted. But Deion Sanders, salute to you. Salute to you, Coach Prime. Salute to you, sir, as a father, a coach, a mentor, and everything, all the other wonderful titles that you could ever do. Because
investors, there you go, investors. I'm going to give you back your time. I'm going to go through these chats, and I'm going to give you back your Saturday. Let's go. You helped slander my son. Deion Sanders confronted him directly. That's Optimus Prime. That's right. Val, he had him scared and stutter. Yes, he did. That particular video, I tried to play it, and it was very crazy at that time with the internet. But if you would have saw Kevin Clark's body language, that whole interview, when Deion Sanders confronted him in February, the week of the Super Bowl, that man was shaking in his boots because Deion Sanders came in there, wasn't smiling at all throughout that whole interview, except for when he wanted to smile. Prime did right to confront him in the media, the NFL's. That's right. Yes, Peter. Yes, he did, because Coach Prime told him his face, he lied. That's right. He said, because you didn't defend my son. You let the media rip my son based off that interview that they took intentionally or unintentionally. Oh gosh, I lost my words. any way they wanted to. They sliced it any way they wanted to. Even though they probably knew that Shedeur Sanders was only speaking the way that he speaks, they took it out of context, misunderstood it on purpose, just to say, hey, no, Shedeur Sanders, he's arrogant. He's all about himself. Who did he think he is? We gonna fix him. Sabotage. Collusion. Faith, he talked to ESPN with Steven. Yes, yeah. And Cam Newton was on there too. And Ryan Clark was also on that platform that he did speak to during the Super Bowl. Deion knew he lied. Yep. Optimus Prime time. Keep all the receipts. They will be needed. Come on with it. All of them would read what they come on. Kevin Clark at the end of that video, when Deion Sanders said that Michael Irvin said he'll dump on his desk, you should have saw Kevin Clark's face. That man almost got sick because he knew and he felt in his spirit that Deion Sanders was also crapping on ESPN at that time with his face there, because he was the one that did defend Shedeur Sanders when that interview came out. They took it how they wanted to take it. Did you sabotage my son? Yes, he did. And he didn't even help. Even he said, oh, no, media. No. I'm sorry the interview came out the way that it happened. But guess what? I met this man. He was very nice. No. You taking it wrong. That's why Deion Sanders said you didn't help to defend my son. Come on with it. Deion, come on with it. I love it, Peter. I think he knows now because he mentioned that in his late. Yes. Clark didn't know what to do. Yes, he was, Donna. The way I hollered and screamed. Yes. They had to stop Emmitt Smith. Oh, yeah. Emmitt Smith. Oh, yeah. I was so proud of all of those black NFL retired players. They came out swinging during the Super Bowl for Shedeur Sanders. I mean, I was so proud. At that time, I just had got off Emmanuel Acho's neck, because so many black men had started going at Emmanuel Acho, number 20, only 22 sacks in his NFL, only 32 sacks. That's 22 solo sacks, 34 sacks in his entire NFL career. When all these black men started coming out to finish Shedeur Sanders, I said, well, Tony Talks Vested Up, just step back, let the men handle it. And baby, they ate Emmanuel Acho up from start to finish, and I love it. And they still eating him up. Coach found out how many more. Yes. And that was an eye-opener. Even though it was painful, now he knows. That's why he said he'll never see the NFL the same. I wish Emmitt Smith might earn. Yes. Old school. Yep. Oh, yeah. Matt Burns ate up Emmanuel Acho to death. I was very proud of Emmitt Smith as well. Yep. He already been counseled. He's already been counseled. Vestas. So there it is, Vesta. So if you want to go back and watch that video, this is the thumbnail that I did with Coach Prime on the way that he ate up ESPN. I loved it. I gave him so many props. Shedeur Sanders prop, and that was one of my first long lives. So Vestas, if it's anything else you want to put in the chat, put it in the chat for the next minute. If not, I would definitely see you next week, Vestas. And thank you so much for this weekend, because I have enjoyed it. Okay, Vestas. Let me take that off the slide. All right, Vestas. Until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest, because we stay vested up. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Make sure you cover yourself and your family physically and spiritually. Okay? And I will see you on Tuesday, okay? Unless something comes out Monday or tomorrow where I have to schedule live. But if not, I will see you Tuesday on Colorado Pro Day. I got to do some homework. They got a lot of new players. I don't know who these players are besides the ones that was there last year. So there it is, Vestas. I will see you on Tuesday, Colorado University Pro Day, Coach Prime, and we're going to see what the talent is, the talent that has declared for the NFL draft. Let's see what numbers they put up for Pro Day, okay? Thank you so much. Yes, Matt Braun smoked Acho. Thank you so much, Miss Donna C. I'm going to check my emails. See you later. See you later, Peter. Yes, Faith, thank you so much. And good night, Val. Good night. All right, Vestas. I'll see you. First rookie quarterback in NFL history, 5th round to ever be selected in the Pro Bowl. Let's talk about this.
Deion Sanders said he don't understand why people was upset. He said because they don't understand the process. So what's the process? The fans only get 20% of the vote. The owners' vote is 40%. Has the remaining 40% NFL current players. So what are they mad about? If Shedeur Sanders haters has an issue with Shedeur Sanders being a Pro Bowl, first of all, they need to contact all 32 teams. Yes, 32 teams. Then the NFL players. They better not come to this 20%, because everybody that voted for Shedeur Sanders 20%, they know they better stay on their podcast. Anybody that has an issue with Shedeur Sanders being a Pro Bowl, they need to go to the owners and they need to go to the current active NFL players, 53-man roster. It is what it is. Okay, Shedeur Sanders, he doesn't need this nod. He doesn't need to be there. He didn't deserve it. That's your opinion. My opinion is, yes, he did. Based off the limitations and the challenges and the obstacles that Kevin Stefanski put in his way. Oh, yes, he did. Do you want to know another reason why I think they don't want Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl? Hold on, well, I don't have my vest on, but let me tell you this. Because we would get a glimpse of what Shedeur Sanders can do with wide receiver ones. Do you know what type of pressure? And once the world see what Shedeur Sanders can do, and people said, oh, Shedeur Sanders should not accept this nod. What? You think Shedeur Sanders was going to turn this down just because you say he's not worthy? Oh, Shedeur Sanders is going to take this opportunity and he's going to throw every ball that he can down that field just to show what he could do. When week 18 ended, Shedeur Sanders was no more a rookie. They can't say, oh, Shedeur Sanders is a rookie quarterback no more. Oh, he's considered a second-year veteran. That's why the haters didn't want him, because it's going to further chosen their narratives about what he couldn't do. Come on, we already know that they got to give Shedeur Sanders his props. He's a sophomore now. Shedeur Sanders, they use this. I don't care if it's flag football. You know Shedeur Sanders, he's very competitive. The haters ain't gonna want it. The world is gonna see what Shedeur Sanders looks like in the NFL. And lead offensive court. This is why the haters didn't want Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl, even if it's flag football. It'll be murder, she wrote. If you don't want to hear part 2 of this live on why I'm so glad Shedeur Sanders did not get drafted by the Giants. So, hey, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to leave the room, because matter of fact, I'll give you 10 seconds. All right.